So what I will do is I will introduce Ayan a bit before I hand it over to him. So Ayan is a senior product designer at Zepto. Uh, Before Zepto, he has worked at companies like Propol, Newton's, Pizza, and Misho. He has his bachelor's in metal and material engineering from IIT Roorkee. Apart from design, he has also dabbled into things like sketching, 3D art, and photography as well. You should definitely check out his portfolio. He has some amazing work that is put up. I have spoke with Ayan a bit, and what I understood is he is an experimenter and a builder at heart. He believes in trying out new things and mostly for the fun of it. And that's something that we miss a lot. A lot of times we focus on AI for work or mostly focusing just on work. The fun element goes away. So I'm really grateful to have Ayan on board and I look forward to your session. So over to you, Ayan.
Yep, same here. Thank you for the introduction. Yep, I'll share my screen now. I've prepared a small presentation and then we'll walk through some projects that I've built using Figma Make. So just give me a second. Yep, is my screen visible?
I can see you.
Yeah. Are you able to see the slides change?
Yes.
Cool. So I'll just quickly again give my introduction. I've prepared it. I'm very nervous. This is my first talk ever, and that too like people who are attending from 18 countries. So yeah, I'll just quickly again introduce myself. Hi, I am Ayaneshu. I am a senior product designer at Zepto, and I have been designing from 6 years. And it actually started way back in second year of my engineering. So like Suraj mentioned, I'm a designer who became an engineer, and then I'm an engineer who became a designer, and then stuck to it. Um, and again, as Suraj mentioned, I like to fiddle around with a lot of mediums. So it started like when I was a kid. I started sketching. I used to just study as a it study. It is a token that I used to get from my parents. Like it is a sort of currency that I used to get from my parents, so that I can do all sorts of things. I used to play a lot. I used to play a lot of cricket, and then do a lot of art and like a lot of photography. So it started with sketching, then photography, then I went into filmmaking a little bit in college, then 3D and exploring motion designs in Rive and all. And now I am here exploring AI no code tools like Figma Make. So yep, and today I'll be walking you through some fun projects that I've built using Figma Make, and more importantly, I've built them without even writing a single line of code. So, what is Figma Make and why Figma Make, like cursor lovable, all these products are available out there, but why Figma Make and what is Figma Make? So, Figma Make got launched in this year's config. It's a sort of a no-code AI tool which helps you build products with just few prompts, like all other tools. But uh, yeah, there's something with Figma Make that just clicked. So first of all, it has zero resistance. My company was paying for it, so I don't have to get a subscription, and the app was already installed. And yeah, so jokes aside, but yeah, it's because of the ecosystem. So Figma has this particular advantage of having this ecosystem of products now. Earlier it was an ecosystem of designers and resources, but now they have built a lot of products which help a designer become a builder. So with Figma now I can just design and copy those designs in Figma MCP or Figma Make, and then write few prompts and then like build my own product. And that is really impressive. Like for a person who doesn't know how to code and is being able to build all these sort of products, is like really amazing. Now I don't have any excuses to not build anything. Earlier, I used to be dependent on a lot of developers. So I remember my first portfolio, I just designed it and I went to some of my batchmates who were developing at that time. It was like second year or third year. Can you code it, please? And then I was like, yeah, I'll even pay you. Can you just try helping me out and code this? I had some resistance towards coding, but started going away. But at that time, like I was really new into the this design field. I knew how to design, but code I did not know. So yeah, from there to now where I can just build anything on my own. All no code tools, like, just hats off to them. Framer was the first breakthrough for me, to be really honest. So I started using Framer to build my portfolio, and my portfolio was the first project that I built using Framer, and I was so amazed by it because I can now build a website, a front end website, which no one has coded. I did not have to write a single line of code, and I could take it live to people. I could host it on my own domain, ayaneshu.com. So that was really amazing for me. And now with Figma, it's not just website, but I can create tools as well. So Figma Make allowed it, uh, particularly AI allowed it, and a lot of competitors are doing it, but Figma stuck with me because of the ecosystem. So now I'll just walk you through a couple of things that I've built using Figma Make. So the first product uh, that got a little viral, got some attention from a few well-known folks in the industry, is Pixel. So I built this tool for drawing, animating, and exporting 8-bit icons and illustration. It was a gig that I was working on where I needed some 8-bit icons on a 24 by 24 pixel artboard. So I was doing it in Figma, and then something happened. So one night I was just sitting, chilling with my flatmate, scrolling reels. He's a backend engineer. So I was just, so one of the reel came up about talking about no code AI tools and all, and we started having a conversation around it. And I told him, like, Figma has launched this sort of product, and I can show it to you. I just got the access to Figma Make a day before. So I just opened my laptop and I told him, see, I'm working on this project. Let's say, what if there is a tool that can help me build those icons? So this was the first ever prompt that I've given. Built an interface where I can create pixel art of 64 by 64 pixel. That's the only prompt that I've written, and I got this output. And like, it was a workable, usable output on a link which can be sent to anyone. So here I could draw on a pixel artboard, and I can erase things, I can export it as a png. And it struck, okay, only one line can make such a product. What if I could design it, and then uh, let's try it out. Let's just for the sake of it, let's try building a product as a proof of concept for this AI tool, and as a proof of concept that I can build something on my own without a developer's need. So this interface that you see, I designed it in like 30 minutes. I went to office. That was a pretty chill day. It was lunchtime. I sat and opened my laptop, and then I started designing this. As you can see, this is a very wireframe sort of a design. Like, no rounded corners, nothing. I said everything will be black and white. I did not make any illustration. I did not make any styles or any textiles. I just picked Geist Mono. I know it's one of my favorite fonts, Geist. So I picked Geese Mona. I'll do it in that, and I wanted to be black and white because for no reason. Like, I wanted to be a wireframe. I built it and I copied the design that I made in Figma. I'll show you the Figma files and everything in a bit. So I copied the design, I pasted it into Figma Make, and then what happened was I just wrote a prompt, make this please, and it started reading the whole design. And it's just one thing: ki always name your layers. Figma Make has a property of understanding what the layer name means, and then like it develops the features according to that, and also all the divs that are being created in the web interface, which are like the frames, we call it in Figma, are divs in uh, development. So all the divs are named as you have named the layers. So it is very easy to refer the layers when you are making changes in that later on. But yeah, so I made this and I just wrote a prompt, make this please, and it made something. And I was like, it's very close to the designs that I have published, and I was amazed by it. Okay, now I have something, and I can start working around it. And then I started bug fixing it and build the same interface that you see right now. So now I'll give you a quick demo of what how Pixel is. I'll walk you through each feature one by one. uh, Suraj, can you see this other tab that I've switched to? Pixel.
Yeah, I can.
Yep. So Pixel. So this is the interface. This has come through a lot of iteration. To be very specific, it is 300 prompts big. And I think it's around 6,000, 7,000 lines of code, which I did not write any of it. Only Figma made it. So I'll walk you through each feature that I built, the complexity it can handle. So it started with a single frame by frame. It started with a single artboard and animating that artboard. So I was like, what if we could have multiple size of artboards? So, and somehow it retains the design. I did not give it a prompt to retain the design, but what if it has multiple artboards? So changing the artboard size. Then you have this color picker tool. Color picker tool, you can pick it RGB or you can write a hex codes. And later on I added this feature where you can save your recent swatches. So let's say if I just change the color, and as I start drawing on the canvas, it saves that particular swatch so that I can switch back and forth, and it is easier for artists to use. So some of my colleagues tried it. It's the feedback that they have given, which I've incorporated in Pixel. So yep, there is a color picker tool. Then there is this eraser which can erase basically, and then you can increase and decrease the size of the brush. And um, after launching the V1, which doesn't have a lot, I got few feedback. What if there are shortcuts? What if the brush? What if there are shortcuts and all? What if I could export it? What if I could save it and work on it later? So I added all those. So the shortcuts that you see, these are all live. Like these are all working. I can just command X to clear the artboard. I can press F to fill a color. I can so comma and dot keys is what I use to increase and decrease the size of the brush. See. So it's working. Like it's amazing how without writing a single line of code I could build it. Like I was amazed myself. And you can save the artboard and then create a new canvas and then work on it, then save it again, and then you can later on pick your older artboard and then start working on it. So it's something that helps a lot of designers. Some features are there because I just wanted to build them. Some features are included because of the feedback. Then there is this particular toy mode which I incorporated because I got a feed. I saw a tweet. One of my colleague Haran sent me a tweet saying ki, okay, there's this guy Bennett who's doing this toy mode sort of a thing, manipulating images and showing it like it's a Lego image. So I just added this toy mode, and this is how it looks like if I just increase the brush size, fill this. So it started looking like a Lego, but I had some limitations. I was not able to export these tiny dots. I could not show these tiny dots in the export, so I just removed all those features, and then just kept this clear button. So in toy mode, you can't save anything, but obviously you can save anything as an SVG or a PNG. You can you export these images and then copy it in your design Figma file and anywhere you use. So all these images that you see are either taken from Pinterest or like built using Pixel. I built this Figma Make logo using Pixel, and this AI sort of a tool, and all this heart and this uh, characters that you see here. It's all built using Pixel. I have to build this presentation to be in a very limited time. So uh, Pixel helped me basically, and then this was the V1. This got featured in a couple of places. I received a mail from Figma as well to feature this in their gallery. Then came then I visited a friend's house. So it's time for another backstory. So I visited my friend's house. He has this pixel display of a 32 by 32 pixel. It's like 1 feet by 1 feet, and it is supported by an app on which you can upload a static art, or you can upload an animation that is pre-built by their company, and you can draw a static. So the friend I visited is a motion designer, and he said ki I want to build my own animations and play it here on this display. So I was like, wait, wait for a day, I'll build it. And then I went back to Figma. I built a very small interface, very wireframe sort of an interface, which I added into Pixel called Animate. So I'll just preload a animation that I have built. So yep. Now this is another feature that you can preload. You can save a art and then preload it. So people who have been following me on Twitter or wherever, they have seen, or LinkedIn, they have seen this. They might have seen this animation, but you can now play this. This is the preview, and this is the frames. These are the frame by frame that I have built it. So now I can increase and decrease the speed of this. So it'll move fast or it'll move slow. I can export the animation. It'll export in 1040p. Uh, the quality will be like that, and it has transparent backgrounds as well. So it and it exports in webm format, which I can toggle with. So if I wanted to export in an mp4 format or a different format, I just have to give a small prompt, and then it'll work. I can give multiple export options as well, but for now I've kept it like this. uh, so yeah, this is a little bit about Pixel. This is what it has. I would love if you try and create something and then share it with me over social media. And people have done it, and I'll soon make a gallery out of it, and a gallery out of it in my portfolio or somewhere to display what people have built using Pixel. Yep, and it because of this, it got a lot of attention from Figma somehow. Figma's team really liked and retweeted it. I got a response from Figma's VP of Design, Noha Levin. He dropped a comment out of nowhere at 2 a.m. in the night, like Indian Standard Time, and I was like, wow. And then at 4 a.m. I could not sleep, and I saw Dylan Field liking it. I was like, what? What is this like? So but it got a lot of attention. I got some gigs as well because of this, and now it is very easy to build things. Now I'll walk you through another experiment that started as a joke. So this is a target practice shooting game. I call it rail shooter. I've been renaming it again and again, calling it rail shooter, pew pew, anything. So it started as a joke, as an office joke. So what so there are people in office which you don't like, so it feels like you just shoot them, right? So but you can't really shoot them. So I this is sort of a rage room sort of experience where you can uh, wh- where you can pick a character which you want to shoot and just uh, upload the image, and then you can start shooting it for a particular time. So I'll walk you through a demo of it. uh, So this is a rail shooter. So I've built a flow around it. So once you start, you can select a time that you want to shoot, and then you can add a target. So for the demo purposes, I'll add myself. So yeah, I'll upload this image. This image caches in. So if I even close this tab and open it again, you will still see this image here in your desktop. But if you clear your browser cache, then it will go away. Then I can start practicing. It will show me a timer screen, and then I can start shooting myself. Okay, I have rage. I can see. Yep. So I scored 11. This is my personal best. Um, yeah, so it got a little bit popular within the office, and people, I could hear noises walking by, people using it. And yeah, it was sort of fun sort of project, as it started as a joke. But yeah, so just walking you through the process of it, for me it evolved over time. Pixel was very unstructured. I was not able to prompt properly because I used to prompt in chat. Matlab, I used to use chat GPT a lot, but prompting to build a product is a little different. Like you have to be a little bit more specific, a little bit more articulative of what you want to build. That was something that I learned over time. Pixel was very unstructured, and that's why it took over 300 prompts. So there are a couple of things that are missing in Figma Make, but I think that will be resolved after it comes out of beta. Like it writes the code every time. That is a problem with other no-code AI tools as well, like Cursor and all. They start writing the code again, and that's a problem. That happened with Claude Sonnet 3.7. This is the AI model that Figma Make uses, but uh, when it switched to Claude 4, so this rail shooter is built on, built using Claude 4, Claude Sonnet 4. So it didn't rewrite the code that much, but yeah, it was still there. So there, Figma has created an exceptionally amazing experience where most of my time went to waiting. So I have designed it, I've designed everything, and then I just wrote the prompt and I used to wait for the AI to do its work. But if you know how to code, then it becomes a lot faster. So it still helps like to learn code, and I would advise everyone to like learn code a little bit. And now I'll just give you a glimpse of what happened in Figma design and Figma make, and how the products came to life. And then I'll show you a couple of flops as well. One, primarily one flop that I couldn't figure out. So I have just designed this much for Pixel, and the whole product was built on it. And plus, Pixel has a light and a dark mode as well, if you have noticed. So, right, let's reload it. So there's a problem with Figma Make, like it does not support subdomains. So like pixel make pixel dot slide slash animate or slash draw, it doesn't support it. It loads everything in a single page, which sometimes make it heavy. So there's a problem with the reloading, but I think it's fixable. Figma is working on it. And yep, this is the light and dark mode. I just created this dark mode and asked to create a light mode of it. So it it did some calculation in its backend, and then created a library which has light mode and dark mode. So this was the first version that I built for Pixel, which is for Pixel Draw. Then this was the max that I did for Pixel Animate. So if you see, like there are some small things that did not happen, that were different from the design. So being empathetic to the developers, I could not fill a gray color in the background because the color mapping was not proper, and then it used to stay black in light mode as well. So I could not do it. So I decided not to go ahead with it and just give it a border. So yeah, this is what happened in Figma. That's it. This is the reference image that I used to draw and animate on Figma Make. And yep, this is how I developed it. So this was the prompt. This was the first uh, uh, design that I gave to Figma Make, and this was what the prompt was: develop this, please. And it started developing, and it was full of bugs because I was not very proper with my prompt. So uh, not very proper with my prompt. Yeah. So I started bug fixing it, selecting different sections with point and edit, and then uh, started fixing each section by section. So there were a lot of things that were not working properly. The color picker was not working. The eraser was not working. Sometimes I did not get the preview. Sometimes the color was directly opposite. I selected white and it started filling black color. So over different over prompts, like 300 prompts, I was able to build this. So just let me scroll. Yep, 383 versions. So it's a lot, almost 400 prompts to like make, animate, and draw and everything, correcting all the typography, padding mistakes, everything. But you can also do it within the edits as well. So let's say I want to fix the padding for this. I can just click on it. It will show me what the padding is, and I can fix it here only. I will not touch it. It's live. So yeah, and then I can publish it later on. So this was the first project that I built using Figma Make, and then this was the second one. So here there is more structure to this. First, I have to design flow, and I wanted to test out Figma Make's capabilities as well. So what I did was I wanted to make a custom cursor. I want to add sounds, uh, and then I wanted to see if it can make a flow as well. So I did this first screen, then I added this small flow, and then yep, done with it. So how how the prompting happened in this is, this is the first prompt. This is the copied CSS. This is basically the copied CSS from uh, Figma dev mode. So I just gave it the prompt ki build this screen. I'll tell you other things later, and then gave the CSS for the screen. So it built it pretty well. Then I started fixing bugs in this particular screen. Then uh, I added another two screens, and then my prompt started to mature. Like I started to be more articulative, and then it started to build what I was giving it. Like the gap between uh, what I asked it to build and what it built started to reduce because my prompts were more detailed. So yeah, prompting is the key. Like you have to be good at prompting. You have to be good at articulating and expressing yourself to build whatever you want. If you can't explain it to someone else, the AI will also not understand it. So this is what is called a colleague test. I read it somewhere. So if you are able to explain your thought, your idea in a grammatically correct manner to your colleague, then AI can understand it and build things. So yeah, this is how I built it. I started adding some characters. As you can see, I started using ChatGPT to help me articulate. So it's no shame. Like I could not. Sometimes I miss words. I'm sometimes when I get nervous or when I'm presenting to someone like now, I sometimes forget words. Words don't come to me, so I just go to ChatGPT, write something down, and then yeah, I get the prompt. So somehow like I took ChatGPT's help as well to like help me with the prompt, and then yep, I was able to make this. So yeah, this was what the process was like, and I'll show you one flop that happened. So this is again an Indian joke, like a lot of Indian people will know. It's a song choli ke piche gaya. Okay, so this is a cup and paper game where you have to find out where the paper is after shuffling the cups. Okay, where the paper ball is. So everything that you see on this particular screen is AI generated. These cups, the background, the paper ball, this button, this text, everything is AI generated. And if you can try your luck, like it shuffles. But I can control the shuffling speed, but it shuffles, and then I have to pick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. That's why I did not take it live or I did not post it anywhere. But this was a flop that happened, and there was some rough edges to it. But I kept trying. I could not play a GIF as well in this. So if I even sometimes what used to happen was I could select a cup and the paper. I could see the paper ball under it, but it used to show me keep trying, and not show me the winning state. So yeah, this is one of the flop that happened. And the possible so this was the second experiment that I did. Rail shooter was the third one. So it probably happened because I could not articulate very well, and I could not figure out the algorithm of uh, the cups being shuffled, and where the ball would be, like like linking it visually and in the algorithm. So there were a lot of prompts trying to fix the algorithm, but I could. So but if I had some coding knowledge, I could do it. So, yep, with this, I would like to conclude this overall presentation and just encourage this attitude of building. Just do it for the sake of it. Don't do it for any business matrices. Just do it for trying. Try to build something, anything. It could be weird. It could be non-usable. It could be something that only you would use. But someday you might be able to land on a particular product where you could make real money out of it. And yeah, that is the eventual goal. I think for me it is to be financially free, but yeah, to just keep building, just build for the sake of building. And the future is here now. Like there are no excuses that a designer can't make products. And eventually the job of designers will also turn into a job of a builder. Like you will be a job of maybe a design engineer sort of a role where you are building the UI that you have created in Figma. So yeah, that is what I think, and I would just encourage the attitude of keep building and experimenting. So thank you. This was my presentation that I have prepared, and you can reach out to me on my personal email, or you can reach out to me on Twitter. Would really appreciate any feedback or feedback on this talk or the products that I have built or anything you want to talk about in general. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Ayan. Super rapid presentation, and thanks for walking us through both your projects, but also the projects that didn't work. That's something that speaks a lot. And I think a lot of people in the chat were going crazy over the uh, fact that when you showed your Figma, you just had a few themes, and eventually when you see it live, it has all the interactions. Um, so I think there's one question. We'll start with the Q&A, and there is one question on the interactions. So Istar asked you, can you demonstrate how you prompted interactions in your project? Like the shooting interaction in the rail shooter game. How did that interaction come to life?
Uh, which one to be exact? Like, wait, I'll just pick another one. Reload. Sometimes what, so there is some error as well. Sometimes what used to happen was the cursor, this cursor comes over the custom cursor that I've built. Well, just it goes away after refreshing somehow. And I've added this small interaction here as well. If you can see this 3D parallax error. So what Figma does is it uses Framer motion library for animations, animations in the overall UI. So you see these interactions, right? I just wrote down a prompt. I can try finding it because this is also 120 prompts long. Uh, Wait, I'll just find it. I'll show it.
Yeah, I think one feature suggestion can be Figma may add a search option. That would have
Yeah.
been so good.
No, no, I don't even remember my prompt. What could I search? matlab? uh, I- yeah, there are a lot of things that happened after I built this. So they added this styles, this particular feature where I can import a design system styles in this in a Figma Make library, and then maybe wait, it'll be a little down, I guess. There can be like an option to just show my prompts instead of showing the results and the prompts, so it'll be better if I can find it. But yeah, I just verbally explained it. So to answer this question, I just verbally explained it how I want the motion to be in 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 this language key. I want this frames to come one by one after each other, and this has to be the time. I can give the time uh, directly as well, but at that time मैंने नहीं दिया था. I did not give that, and I just said कि it should come one by one. And when I was happy with the motion, I went ahead with it. But when I was not happy, I just asked the motion to be a little bit faster or a little bit slower. The prompts were not very specific. A lot of interactions that were built in this or pixel were from Framer motion library, and they were auto implemented. I did not add any specific prompts for this. Yep. So this was the prompt. Can you guys see? Can you folks see this? I can make it bigger as well. Yep. Add animations on the landing page. When the page load, the page should be completely black and empty on a red black gradient should appear smoothly. This is how I used to write it, and this is how I used to write the delays and everything. Like being very verbal about it. I'll give you a minute to read it. But yeah.
Got it. I think that's an insight, right? Be as verbal as possible. Be very.
Yes.
Don't skip out on anything. The more details you give, the better your prompt is.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a good lesson.
so you have seen that phrase or in every movies. So whenever you ask a wish from a jinn, there is a caveat to it, right? So if you don't articulate yourself very well, uh, at- the wish will be something else. So you have to be very articulative, so to get exactly what you wished for. That is the goal. That is how this jinn also works. This AI genie also works. So you
That's
have
a
to,
good example.
yeah, you have to be very articulative so that there are no caveats. So the AI doesn't hallucinate. It has direct. It has. um clear instructions of what it has to build. Yep. So this was the
Got
this was how I added motion, and in the backend it uses Framer Motions library.
got it. I hope it answers your question, Isra. I will pick up few more questions that have come in the Q&A. So if you have any questions, folks, do go to the Q&A tab and add your questions. If you have a question that someone else has already put in, you can upvote as well, so that question moves up. Um, so Tejashi asks you, did Figma Make ask you for any reference images for any graphic elements, or we have to explain those two in detail?
No, no. So I tried to build all the graphics in Figma only. So some of them are AI generated, some of them are not. Uh, so this is what I built, this custom search. Figma has launched textures and all those things. So during this experiment, I got lost and I started building that Apple glass UI as well. And this particular this particular image, this particular thing, this target, these flies and everything is generated by Figma AI. I have not used anything else. I have used Figma AI to generate these. I have used Figma AI to remove the background. I have, like, but Figma AI is very easy because I don't have to switch tools. I can do it everything in design. I generally gave the designs, the vectors and everything, but what happens is if you don't give it to Figma Make, it uses some sort of preset libraries that they are using. I think they are using Tailwind or something. Okay, so all the components that are available in Tailwind or whatever library that Figma Make is using, it uses those to create the it uses those to fill the gaps basically.
Got it. So in case, so you are using Figma AI to generate the image in Figma itself, and then that becomes a part of your make prompt.
Yes, yes. I so sometimes what happened was in uh, I'll show if I've upload if I can find the image. So when I was uploading characters later on in this journey, so I initially started with a green dot. If I select time, click next. I just initially started with this. I added this particular flow later on in the journey. So with this green dot, I can just start practicing, and then it will show me this green dot pulsating everywhere like this. Okay. Uh, but there are few errors as well in this code, and yep. So and then later on, I added all these characters one by one. So I pasted the whole screen, the UI of the whole screen, picked the characters. So I think I named the layers as well, which no, I did not paste this, but yeah, this is something. This is something here. Okay, but I did not. This is the prompt that I gave to create this particular neon cockroach, the bird and everything. But it is better to name your layers. That is what I learned later on, uh, and then it created this.
Got it. Neil has a question. In your opinion, is it wise to start fresh in Figma Make file if the result is not coming as expected after a few prompts?
Can you repeat? Can you repeat that?
So
I
is
didn't.
it, so if you are in a file and you're prompted, and after some point you are feeling, hey, it's not in the direction I want to, is it better to start a new Figma file itself, or you would recommend just refreshing and starting in that file itself?
Actually, what you can do is you can just scrape off the older code and then paste your new design and then ask it to build it. And so what it does is it rewrites the code again based on your new UI. But you can like start a new file, whatever. I have done it quite some time. So the first version of Pixel file was different, and then when I designed it in a separate Figma file, and then I created a new file because that was my first project that I was building, so I didn't want to take any chances. But yes, there was one attempt where I was exploring Zepto style guide. Like I was trying to implement Zepto style guide. So I asked it. I uh, like imported Zepto style guide into this particular. See, you can see these consumer styles and internal DS tools. These are the style guides that are available. So if I add these, I asked it to create a landing page. Then I asked it to scrape off the older code and create a login page. So it created a login page, and when I looked at the code just roughly, it only had the code for the login page, not the landing page. So it removes the older code as well. But yes, if you don't want to take any chances, you can create a new file. But yes, scraping off the older code works within the same Figma Make file as well.
Got it. And you also mentioned you can import libraries now, right? So if I import something like a material and ask it to create a login page, it will take only material components and build it.
Yes, it'll take material components and build it. So it's
Cool. That's
very,
cool.
very, very cool. Like very cool to present ideas to stakeholders. So it's a very good starting point to like present the ideas. The designs are again still very basic. So if I go back to my presentation quickly, wait 1 second. Yep. This is what it creates. Like if you don't prompt it really well, this is what it creates. But if you give the designs, it tries to replicate it, and that also depends on how well you have created your style guide. Let's say if your style guides have images, icons, and everything, it will use those icons, those images to create a very to give out a very good output with very few prompts. But if your style guide is not properly made, then it won't give that good of a result.
Got it. There are a few questions on tools. Which AI tool do you find better in terms of prompt understanding and output relevance? Figma Make versus Lovable or Cursor? Have you tried them?
I've tried Lovable, I've tried Cursor, and I've tried Figma Make. Like I've tried V0 as well back in the day when it just launched, like the first predecessor of AI no code tool. Uh, the design outputs for Lovable are really good again, and a Cursor are also really good. But Cursor I find it little hard to understand because the there is like a selection of code that you also have to do. So like if you are making changes in an existing code, it opens in a VS Code sort of a platform, right? So because I don't understand code that much, I do now a little bit, but still not that much. So uh, I find it a little difficult to use Cursor, but Lovable is like really cool. Claude Claude code is also really good. Like the output that Claude code generates, it's really nice. Figma Make is really Figma Make's output are also at par with Lovable and Claude code. So there was one guy who tweeted about this. Like he used four no code AI tools to build a dashboard, and then I also used that same prompt to build a dashboard in Figma. So Figma's output was in comparison like was equally good to Lovable and Claude code. But that too depends again how well you are prompting.
Hmm. Makes sense. I also started with vibe coding very recently and just before this workshop started, and uh, I understood that I think for me personally, the Figma to Lovable integration works very nice in terms of UI part, but in terms of functionality, what I understood is Cursor is quite good, especially if you know
Yes.
what you're doing. If you are from a development background, you want to understand what's happening in the code. So I integrated them via Git and just pull the code from Laravel. So eventually it becomes like a nice workflow, and eventually you just keep on prompting unless you are on a free plan and your token expires. So then you are out of luck.
Yeah, that is one more problem that I haven't tried other tools that much because it's paid. Like I don't like to pay, and I'm using Figma Make because my company is paying for it.
Hmm,
So
hmm, hmm.
yeah, so I have unlimited tokens. I have used 300 tokens at least, 383 tokens for Pixel, which is
Damn.
like a lot of money, I guess.
That leads to the question which Arpit is asking in the chat: Is Figma Make free? When is it coming to the starter plan? I can take this up. So it's not free. It's in a paid plan. So you have to be at least in a professional plan. It's
Yes.
not in the student plan as well if you're using professional or ad account. It will come soon, is what I'm hearing. But for the free plans, as of now, we don't have any news. But possibly if they introduce something, even with a few tokens, I think yeah, that would be great and enable people to start or at least try it out. So That would be good. In terms of few more questions around Figma Make, Athav will ask you, have you ever tried Motif AI?
No, I haven't.
Cool. I think I've seen Motif before. It's almost like it's a ripoff of Figma, is what I've seen by the sounds of it. It has a lot of Figma features with AI integrated in it. Have heard good things, but I also heard they are undergoing a lawsuit right now. So take off that what you would. A few more questions. I'll pick them one. So there's one question: from which experiment did you feel you should try experimenting more like this?
Oh, not AI. Like it started way back in college. So it started with Procreate. I used to sell some NFTs.
Okay.
So uh, yeah, so when there was this NFT boom in around COVID in 2022, I recently bought an iPad and to sketch. So I started sketching. I made something called Farmojis. I can show it to you very quickly. Uh, So I created this sort of a set, like it's a NFT set, and yeah, these are the created. So it's nothing but an emoji with, and somehow people really liked it. People bought it. I sold half of the collection, and then I sold it on Wazir NFT, but it got banned. So, but this was the project that promoted experimenting a lot. I like to do things for the sake of doing things, not for business and all. Like it takes out the fun from it. I have never sold a photograph. I've never sold any uh, art of sorts. But I don't like to monetize that because it takes away the fun from it. Yeah,
Mm,
so there are a few things that I really like to do for fun. So these are some of the few things. Vibe coding is something that can be monetized. Is now this is the aim of what I'm trying to achieve. Ki if I can monetize a product built with vibe coding, so that is the goal, uh, the next goal. But yeah, this is the particular project that get a hang of experimenting. Plus, I was also surrounded with a lot of peers who used to push, a lot. So I'm from IIT Roorkee, and I have a friend. I have 3 4 friends who are very experimental. They have tried building a startup. They have tried out a lot of things, design, code, building a drone, and that inspires me to just keep building, for the sake of trying it out, sake for knowing what happens, what goes building that thing. And yeah, so these are few things that have inspired me to just do it, not think about the outcome, just build it.
that's a, I think, mentality that we all have to develop, that not just for work, but for having fun. Because even with me, whenever I've tried just learning for fun, that's where I got to know, okay, this is how it works. There's no like heavy expectations on your shoulder when you are having fun, right? So you learn more
Yeah,
freely, is what I've seen. I think there's one very good question that Mansi has asked in the chat. With AI tools now able to generate UI designs and code instantly, often bypassing traditional design processes, what roles should UI UX designers and developers focus to stay relevant in the future?
yeah, I said it in this, like the role of designers will become that of builders, uh, like design engineer sort of role. I think it will evolve into that, because you will be expected to build whatever you have designed in Figma as well. This pixel project that I worked on, I took it to few developers within my org, and I asked them, ki, how much time will it take you? Some said few weeks, some said few months of just coding it, and I did this in literally 2 days, 2 to 3 days. That too, most of the time went into waiting, because seeing the code run and code being written is very addictive. Any of you have developed a product or any tool with vibe coding, or actually wrote some code, you would know it's very addictive. So you just keep writing and keep seeing what happens. Okay, if this is wrong, you can't sleep if there is a bug. That is true. But what I think is to come back to your question, designers will become uh, design engineers, and what now matters is uh, like you should not be dependent on a tool for having a job. Like, so Figma is a tool, like it's a medium through which you can express your ideas and all. So at a fundamental core, what will be left is how well do you articulate, and how good your ideas are. But these will be the two key factors that will be left, and how well you can uh, imagine, or uh, like the UI part. I don't think will go away very quickly, because a lot of things are very contextual. AI still makes very basic designs. Whatever you give and whatever that is available on the internet, it makes it. But again, UI skill will um, not go away, because innovation will stop. So AI takes all the input from what is currently existing. No new patterns will be created if no one designs it. No, not a person designs it. So like, let's say you see that right swipe left swipe interaction that Tinder has, and became very popular with lots of card sort of UI, swiping it right and left, and no one would have created it. There was a lot of backlash in uh, that's the story that I've heard. Ki, like, shipping out that feature was a war at Tinder. uh, the designer that has made it have tested it out, but the leadership was not agreeing. But again, innovation will stop, is what I think, if designers won't do it, or creators or builders won't do it. AI can just help you in your current process. So be original, and I think you will stay relevant as long as you have good ideas and the ability to execute.
That's a very good answer, Ayan, and I think I fully agree with you. I think one small thing that you add on top is a bit of patience. I think that's really
Yes.
missing. So you need to be very patient with your vision, your prompts, the idea that you have. And of course, there's a community out there. So if you're stuck with something, you can always reach out to the community. If you're working on something, make sure you post it publicly. Building in public is something that we need to do more often as a culture, as a community. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Um, but we are on time. I know there are a few more questions which we sadly couldn't take up. Uh, but what I will do is I will actually take up those questions as well. But if your answers are not answered, you can actually reach out to Ayan. I have sent his portfolio. You can reach out to him directly. He'll be more than happy to
Yeah,
respond to your questions.
for sure.
But but thank you, Ayan, for presenting this, and we really got to learn a lot. And I hope the attendees here also got to learn a lot about Figma Make, and they're at least now having a basic idea at least how we can get started, the things you can do, things you might get stuck, and stuff like those. And of course, they now know you, so they can reach out to you in case they
Yeah,
are
sure.
working with Figma Make. Well, thanks once again for presenting. Grateful to have you here, and for everyone who attended from whichever corner of the world, means a lot. Uh, in India, it's quite late, but I'm seeing a lot of folks here, and thank you for staying till the end. If you're going, please do fill the feedback form. It only takes a few seconds to fill. And if you want us to do more sessions on similar topics, that's the form you have to fill. Figma Make is what we heard a lot during config, so we did it. So if you want us to do any more events around different topics, please fill in the form. Takes only a few seconds and helps us build better experiences. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you for
thanks
having me.
everyone. No, no, it's all our pleasure.
Yeah,
Um Perfect.
cool.
Thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you soon. We'll be announcing a few more events in the next few days, so keep an eye on our socials. You can check Fans of Figma Mumbai on Instagram, or you can check it us on Twitter. Uh, Also, there's a bento link that has went, so you can check out on all our socials. Keep an eye, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you, and have a nice rest of your day or night. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.